Don't you just love a zoom feature? Oh, not when it stops like that, you don't. Right, welcome back. Little bit of a controversial topic today, as might be said in the title. I haven't yet figured what the title's gonna be, but are music academies and music universities useful? Are they relevant? Are they necessary? There's a lot of pros and cons, and this might be causing a lot of controversy in the comment section below. And I feel that my personal opinions about this are founded out of legitimacy and experience. So please understand that it's very important to have opinions, and they're very, 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 very crucial to disagree and to be different from others. That's okay, as long as you've got a credible source to then back up and justify your disagreement or your then opinion. So, do you think, throw it down in the comments below, do you think music academies, music universities, music courses, you know what I mean, do you think that they're useful, relevant, and necessary? Being mostly necessary. Do you think they're necessary to project and propel yourself into the music industry, as it were, as a singer, songwriter, drummer, as we all hopefully are, all that kind of stuff? So, throw that down in the comment section and let's get a conversation going. My personal opinion, on the grand scheme of things, if you level out all the pros and cons, I would sooner say they're not more than they are. Oh no, Colin, you went to a music academy. And that's why I can say that I don't think that they're absolutely fundamentally crucial to the existence of becoming a music professional. I mean, I don't know what school Muddy Waters went to, and I don't know what music school Keith Moon went to, and I don't know what music school Buddy Rich went to, and I don't know what music school John Lennon went to. I think he might, I don't know, did he go to an art school? But my point being, nobody qualified. Muddy Waters didn't get a songwriting degree, and Buddy Rich did not get a drum degree. Now these are iconic, legendary people, so I think off of that fact alone, it goes to stand and suggest that maybe they're not all as perfect and needed as they might come across to being. If you want to, and now this is where my opinion might slightly shift gear ever slightly, but if you want to learn everything you can about music in terms of the business and kind of how to structure a tour, the more scholastically based things, ear training and the like, again, ear training you can do in other courses. You can do ear training at your own leisure at home, right? So, but music business and how to structure a tour, those things, yes, they have a legitimacy, they have a founding within those universities. Again though, and this is why I think they're not all that needed, you can find all that stuff online. You can find all the great courses about structuring a tour. You can, there's sites out there that have just as much credible information as you would find in the university. The only difference is at the end of it, you've gone through their hoops and you have a piece of paper. But this is where it gets to the point where I vehemently disagree that they're needed. Because do you need to be a drum degree student or a guitar degree student to become a fantastic guitarist or drummer? Absolutely 100% no. In my opinion, you don't need it, like you don't need a kick in the teeth, right? And off the very basis that in some of these, let's look at jazz. The most rich, ever expanding, now even today, diverse genre that we have. There's over about, what, 27, 30 different styles and genres, subgenres of jazz. You know, you got Creole, you got atonal, you got swing, big band, God knows what. You got all these different contexts, you got different areas, and regions have their own different feel and take on jazz in itself. So even one genre might have 5 different ways that different provinces and states and countries play that one style of jazz. And you go to these music schools and you learn jazz for about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And then they move on to the next genre. How are you going to get a digestible, full, encompassing, and enriching understanding of one of the most vast and diverse and eclectic genres in 3 to 4 weeks? It's not going to happen. It just won't happen. So if you want to become the best musician, I would sooner say find a privatized musician or teacher, find a Bob Armstrong, find a Dom Famularo, find a Guthrie Govan, find a Paul Gilbert, find any of those people and try and find them to study under, because they're the people that are going to make you, they're going to take you along that journey, right? And I am so fortunate that I took 3 years to study privately with Bob while studying at the university. But I got a degree, parents were happy. So, and that's the society that we've unfortunately constructed, whereby you have to have a piece of paper to then be qualified and be legitimized as something that's so esoteric and unqualifiable that is music, right? So So I'm sorry that I'm going on a bit of a rant here. It's just it's a bit of a gripe, it's a bit of a bone to pick, because not only that, but you go there and you all get taught the same way, so you get this giant, overly similar sounding people, right? Because they all get the same education, they all get the same teaching, they all use the same chords, they all use the same beats. And so it becomes quite damaging, because then you just churn out a bunch of people that all kind of sound the same. And I don't think that's a very healthy thing for the music industry as well. But on top of all that, every session I've ever played in, every studio that I've gone to work in, that I've been hired in or called in for that, and any band that I've applied to or auditioned or successfully received as a job, not one single one of them, 100%, I mean this with every part of my body, not one of them asked if I had a degree, and if I did have a degree, what my mark on that degree was. Because at the end of the day, you don't put a degree on you don't put the degree paper on the drum stool and that plays all the beats for you. You do that, you do that, me do that, you do that. So the paper doesn't do any of that performing. It's important to be educated, I'm not saying that. And I'd sooner get a degree in something I love than do a degree in something I don't love. So for that remit, yes, get a music degree if it's what you love, but don't think that getting that degree is the be all and end all of if you can then succeed as a musician in the future, is what I'm trying to get at. I think studying is important, and I'd sooner have myself and anybody else get a degree in something they love than have to struggle through that. So yes, do that in that sense, but don't think, oh well, now I've got this degree, I'm totally gonna have all the doors opened up, all the studios are gonna want me. No, that's not how I found it, at least. Being able to read music and being educated in that sphere, that's fine if you're going to do a Philharmonic session, if you're going to play in the pit in the West End and you've got to read the black and whites and you got to be perfectly on that. But when I've gone in to do, again, I can only speak for myself, when I've gone in to do a session and it's a rockabilly session or it's a blues session, I don't genuinely think that we looked at rockabilly once in my degree. I actually do not remember ever doing the rockabilly section. That's a fundamentally crucial part of our musical culture. That is a huge thing. That has helped create so much music, the rockabilly scene back in the 50s and still today it's a still ever-present genre that's very, very important and often overlooked. But there was never a rockabilly course. There was never and you don't have a rockabilly course. You just learn rockabilly by getting taught from somebody who has done it. And that's what I think is more important. And so when I went in and did a rockabilly session, they didn't say, well, where's your degree? Did you get an A+ in Rockabilly 101? No. It's how you feel the music, how you perform, and how you can convey that across in your specific discipline. So are music universities necessary on a whole? No, I don't think they are. Are they important to get educated and do something that you love? Yeah, that's okay. You know, again, getting a degree is important to a certain degree, pardon the reference and pun there, but is it going to make you the most fantastic player? No. If you want that, find the best player teacher that you can find, and not just in the area, I mean in the country. When I was studying with Bob, he had a guy come down from Glasgow every 2 weeks. He took a flight from Glasgow to the south of England every 2 weeks to study with him, because Bob was the best in that entire aisle of the UK. So that's what I'm saying. Find people like that. It will be much more beneficial and helpful to you as a student and as an ever budding and aspiring professional musician. So universities of music can help put you in touch and understand how to do certain things that you might not get elsewhere, but it's not going to be the place where you think that that's what then makes you the bee's knees of everything. I think they've tapped into a bit of a fear and a bit of an aspiration that most people have, and I think there's a little bit of exploitation going on there. So that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. Let me know what you think below. I'm sure this won't be viewed by very many music campuses, and if they do see it, I'm sure they'll be blocking it pretty quick. But that's my opinion, and if you don't agree, I respect you for not agreeing, so long as you have a decent reason not to agree. So that's what it is. Keep your stick on the ice, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.